In the eyes of the public, the TV host was a righteous hero, exposing criminals and fighting for justice. But what if that hero and the criminal were one and the same? Today, we're going to talk about the darkest TV show in history and its shocking secret. Our story takes us to the Brazilian city of Manaus, capital of the Amazonas state. Here, Wallace Souza was a beloved television personality. His program, Canal Livre, Free Channel, dominated local ratings. Souza became famous for being the first to arrive at crime scenes, often broadcasting live updates of police arrests. He would even publicly condemn the government and police, claiming they were incompetent. This approach made his show incredibly popular, and Souza's own fame skyrocketed. In 2000, he was even elected as a member of the Amazonas State Legislative Assembly, becoming a local hero and politician. He was a former police officer, married with 4 children. His future seemed set, like many public figures, to be one of respect and influence. But the good times didn't last. Manaus suffered from extremely high crime rates, and the public was desperate for answers and justice. Souza, who had served time in prison earlier for corruption, began to plan his comeback in 1990. He decided to create a crime-focused TV program, and Canal Livre was born. Souza quickly became a sensation, his past legal troubles forgotten by a public hungry for his brand of justice. Then came the bombshell. News broke that Souza wasn't just reporting on crimes. He was orchestrating them. He was allegedly ordering murders to boost his show's ratings. This revelation sent shockwaves across Brazil. The man everyone trusted, the charming hero, was allegedly killing people for viewership. Of course, Wallace Souza immediately denied the allegations, stating they were nothing but rumors. He claimed his staff wouldn't support him in committing such heinous acts. But the police quickly released a damning photo. Souza and one of his alleged hitmen, Moises, were seen together. Did this look like 2 people who didn't know each other? Police immediately formed a special task force to investigate the links between the show and the crimes. They made a startling discovery. Many episodes of Canal Livre seemed to report on crimes even before the police arrived. Investigators contacted one of Souza's journalists, who confessed that someone would call them to tip them off. The show even had extensive connections within the police department and hospitals. Throughout the interrogation, this journalist never once spoke ill of Wallace Souza, showing an almost fanatical loyalty. Police found older footage from 2000 that seemed suspiciously premeditated. In one particular clip, police and crew members were seen near a smoking body. It was clear the body had been burned recently, perhaps just minutes before. Then, the police noticed something strange. The reporter immediately gave details about the victim, stating there were no gunshot wounds and that the body had been set on fire with gasoline. It was as if he already knew all the information beforehand. Police concluded that many of the cases reported on Canal Livre were actually staged by Wallace Souza, a twisted form of self-directed, self-reported crime. They obtained a search warrant and went to Wallace Souza's home, but he wasn't there. 2 days later, police arrested Souza's son, Rafael. They then arrested Wallace Souza himself 2 days after that. The full extent of Souza's alleged scheme began to unravel. After his career took off, he had reportedly built a massive drug trafficking organization. This criminal enterprise served a dual purpose: to fund his lavish lifestyle and to eliminate rival drug gangs. By targeting opposing drug groups, his show would get exclusive, first-hand reports, boosting ratings. At the same time, his criminal rivals would be weakened. It was a terrifyingly efficient, 2-pronged strategy. The exposure of this operation left the local population in utter disbelief. The man who reported on crimes was committing them himself. In October 2009, police charged Wallace Souza with multiple crimes, including drug trafficking, illegal gun possession, and leading a criminal organization. He was also expelled from the state assembly. Throughout it all, he consistently maintained his innocence. However, before the trial, in 2010, police estimated that Wallace Souza was involved in at least 5 murders. Among them was the burned body found in the jungle, previously mentioned in the report. The victim was a drug dealer, but the story doesn't end there. Remember Moises, the hitman allegedly hired by Wallace Souza? He, of course, ended up in prison. When rival drug gangs learned about Souza's downfall, they sought retribution. In 2017, a rival criminal group stormed the prison where Moises was held, setting his cell on fire. He ultimately died in the blaze. This case is truly shocking. A TV host committing murders to boost ratings is unfathomable. There are many ways to increase viewership, but it should never involve criminal acts and murder. What are your thoughts on this incredible case?